This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
Super cool in the world of music AI. We're going to be talking about Suno. He has a really special treat for us today. I am dying to see this. He's going to be doing a live demo for us. So fingers crossed on this, Jaden. But before we get into that, guys, I just want to say one thing. Huge virtual high five to Jaden, who lives across the country from me, on 100,000 downloads for the AI Applied podcast. Obviously couldn't have done that without you all listening. So super grateful. We love doing this. And so to mark that occasion, as is tradition, I'm going to ask for a favor from you all out there. Look, guys, I hate rating and reviewing. We all do. It does only actually take a minute, and the impact on me and Jaden is huge. So anyway, if you would give us that huge gift celebrating 100,000 downloads, go on to Apple, Spotify, wherever you do podcasts. And guys, I want everybody to do that. I know you're not going to, but please, I'm telling you, it makes such a huge, huge difference. Every single rating, I count them. I look at it every day. So thank you in advance. Let's get right into AI Applied. Jaden, we're going to be talking about what is being called by Rolling Stone magazine and everything else, the ChatGPT for music, which I know you're super excited about. You told me offline and my mouth was on the floor that you actually are really into music in a way that I think is going to stun the audience. Tell everybody that, but tell everybody about Suno AI. Jaden, kick us off.
Yeah, so what's amazing here, this is a music generation tool. It's ChatGPT. You can generate songs. For most people do not know this about me, but before I got into software, before I got into podcasting and all this stuff, I actually used to do music. That was one of my main businesses back in the day. And I actually have artists on Spotify and Apple Music that make 20 million streams a year.
20 million.
Yeah, you'll never find them, but they make a lot of streams, and so it's this thing I used to do. And in addition to this, I'll also say my wife is very into music. She just dropped her first album. Shout out to Jillian Schaefer. Go check it out. It's called Your Will. Amazing album. Listen to it in the car all the time. Awesome. All this to say, like, this is an area that I'm very kind of dialed in with his, the music and music industry and all this kind of stuff. So when I saw this tool, it was mind blowing. And I think there's a lot of use cases. We'll cover some of these use cases in the podcast beyond just like, if you're an artist and you want help making music, obviously you'll see why this is obvious. But I think there's a lot of business use cases and other things. So this is really amazing. This is kind of one of those moments for me. It was like when I first saw 11 Labs and I was like, oh my gosh, I can clone my own voice. This is insane. Or when I first, tried HeyGen and it was like, oh, it can like clone my voice in another language and make a video. Like it's in my opinion, it's one of these level tools. And so, I want to show you I want to give you guys a live demo of how this tool is actually working. So, if you go to their website, which I highly recommend, it's called suno.ai. And essentially what you're going to be prompted with is the ability to just go and create any type of song. So you have an input chat prompt here. We're going to do one live on air for you. I'll show you one that I've also made in the past. So Connor, give me a prompt. What kind of song are we going to be generating today? I was actually told Connor to do this before, but he couldn't because there's this, due to heavy usage, generations are currently only enabled for subscribers. I am a paid subscriber after I tried this. I don't even know what I'm using it for, but I'm just like, this is amazing. I need to be able to make more. But Connor was unable to do it, but we'll do it live on the air for you, and I'll show you some other ones while it generates. Connor, what's our prompt for our song today?
Yeah. Fingers crossed. First, Jaden, tell us you're a paid user. How much is this product?
So I think I'm trying to remember exactly what this thing costs. I think it's like, $8 a month or something. So it's really not expensive. And that comes with, I think, 500 songs. So
Amazing. Okay, fantastic. Okay, that's actually a good deal. Even just
it's like $10. You make 500 songs. Let your kids, let your wife, let anyone make them. It's kind of fun. I mean, so
super cool. So as Jaden said, I was trying this. I was trying to get it working before, but it said, "Hey, we're only because of too many people trying this. It's only for pro accounts." So the one that I was thinking about was, I think I was trying to do something like a balloon or balloons floating through the Grand Canyon or something like that. And I think I was doing like country western or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, do what you will.
Okay,
with
we're gonna
that.
do that, and we're also gonna say Johnny Cash. Now, what you're gonna see here is you can't actually say the name of an artist like Johnny Cash or like Adele or something, because they have like a blacklist. Obviously, they don't. I guess it's copyright reasons. And you'll see this a very similar thing with most of these video or these image software companies, right? Like they don't let you say a Picasso style blah 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 because it's another artist's actual name. But a workaround I found is you could just misspell their name wrong. So if you just spell Johnny wrong in Johnny Cash, then it'll usually generate it. So anyways, we're going to try this out. Type in your prompt, and then you say your style and whatever you want it about. You hit create, and it's going to generate that. So we're actually going to go ahead and generate this. In the meantime, while this is running, I want to show you guys a song that I specifically I got this one made for Connor because I know he's a huge fan of hip hop. And I got this one made in the style.
Yeah, you know me so well.
In the style of Juice WRLD, and it's actually it's actually like a song I got made for my podcast AI Chat as an intro for AI Chat. I thought this was a really fun hook, so I wanted to show you guys this as an example of what you can do with this. So here is the song AI Chat in the style of Juice WRLD. And I think I've got to stop sharing my screen to do it. AI Chat, keeping it real, staying up to date with that AI pill. Tune in, turn up, don't you miss a beat. AI knowledge, yeah, we can't be beat. All right, Connor, first impression on that song.
Jaden, I'm not gonna lie. I was getting ready to make fun of it. I'm not.
Does it live up to the hype of all the other rap songs in your current top most listened to playlist?
It would be both the first and the last on my playlist, if that tells you anything. So I was really impressed. Actually, that sounds totally legit.
All right, so we have the song that you requested generated. I want to share this one next, Connor. It is called so they label it. They come up with the lyrics. They come up with everything. This one is called "The Balloon in the Canyon." So here you go.
There's a balloon floating high in the sky, drifting through the canyon so vast and wide. It dances with the breeze like a bird in flight. Oh.
All right, I'll skip to the chorus for it, so you get a little sample of the chorus for that too.
Oh, balloon in the canyon, don't you ever come down, riding on the wind with no worries to be found. Take us on a journey, let our spirits soar. Balloon in the canyon, forever we'll explore.
All right, Connor, honest impressions on this.
Jaden, I'm actually in stunned disbelief. I'm not even joking. Like, that was incredible. I mean, here's the thing, like, knowing ChatGPT, you can imagine sort of saying like, hey, write me a poem. So that's where you get the lyrics, get that. But the complicated part, which is the sound and the music coming together and it actually being good. I remember in the early days of like Runway, like the nightmare fuel that it would produce, and I was kind of expecting like it would come up with something bizarre, not in lyrics because that's the easy part, but the tune and
it does. So
I don't know.
There's a few things that I think are really amazing here, and I'm just breaking this down from a music perspective. But like, yes, ChatGPT can come up with the lyrics. You can also do custom lyrics in here, by the way, too. So if you like want to throw some custom lyrics in, what's amazing to me is not just that it can come up with lyrics and like the tune and even the voice is good. What blows my mind is that if you change the lyrics, there's a feature in here called remix, or a feature in here called like you can essentially tell it if you like only like half a song, you're like, okay, starting from like minute 1.3, continue on this song, but change the lyrics to this, and it can like change them. But what's amazing to me is that it can get the rhythm of the words in line with the music. So if you change the words, it keeps the same track, but it will the way they sing it, it speeds it up or slows it down, so it all sounds seamless, like a real song. It is mind blowing. I'm not gonna lie, and this is coming from someone I have personally paid a lot of money to different producers, music artists, to create music and content and sing stuff and mix and master, and there is so much that goes into creating music, and yeah, it all just magically works for you.
This is so. I'm legit blown away. Actually, I really am, and I'm gonna pay for it because I'm paying for everything. But this is really something different. And Jaden, I'm as you already know about me, I'm not a big music person. But the interesting part to me, I think, is this. It's sort of like if you had sort of like a real music producer or somebody that like you that really knows music, you might listen to it and be like, well, it's not great. Sort of like in the same way if you gave like a fine wine to somebody who really knows wine. But you can give a great $17 bottle of wine to almost anybody, and they'll be like, "This is phenomenal." And that's the great majority of the population. So, it understanding that this might not be perfect, or somebody who really has music talent might be like, "Oh, that's terrible." But that's a fraction of the population. I think people will actually, in the same way, ChatGPT, when it first came out, everybody's writing Mother's Day cards. This could up the game in terms of personalizing messages to each other, which I think will be really
100%. There's a bunch of things that I think are amazing here. Number one, let's just talk about the music industry, because I guess that's kind of the first place I think, but I actually think there's a lot of more businessy kind of applications that are interesting. But music industry, I was talking to some friends. I have a friend and he's got a band. It's fairly successful. He's got an agent. He makes most of his money actually from just radio placement. So his agent pitches him to Sirius XM. And I was, anyways, gets on the radio. I was talking to him and he was saying something that is amazing about this tool. Cause I was like, bro, you have to try this out, was the fact that if he has an idea, he can get a whole bunch of versions made very quickly. He's like, hey, I have an idea with chorus. Here's the lyrics. I want it in this style and this. How do you think I could best do it? You could generate 10 versions and it gives you so many different ideas. So for example, in that Balloon in the Canyon song, it's kind of interesting. If you listen to the whole thing, there was parts of it where I was like, oh, I would probably change the cadence of this or the words here, or maybe try a whole new tune. But you can just keep generating over and over in real time. And it's I love the hook on this part, or I love the chorus, or I love the way they say this or that. And you can all of a sudden start getting so many ideas. A real artist, it's not oh, this is going to just generate everything for them in the future, right? Because I think the hardest part about this is the same problem Midjourney had, which is in Midjourney, let's say you wanted to create an illustrated book. It was hard to get the same character throughout all the different scenes. It would just kind of generate a random character every time. It's the same thing with this, where it pretty much generates a random voice every time. So it's hard to get a consistent voice. You can kind of come up with some prompts to be a very specific type of voice like this and get it to be pretty similar, but it's not the same. I'm sure they'll solve that problem in the future. But in the meantime, I honestly think for artists to be able to generate a ton of different versions and help bring their music to life, and then they go and actually play it and produce it themselves. So as an idea engine, I think this is phenomenal. Now, you mentioned something that I thought was pretty interesting, which is, customized messages. I think this is kind of funny. I think salespeople, a big sales hack, you absolutely have to get this and make custom, instead of your custom outreach on LinkedIn, record a song for your prospects and send it to them as a voice memo. I think that would be hilarious. And I honestly think you might get a higher response rate on a lot of these. So I don't know. There's a lot of different ways I think this could be used, though.
I'm honestly stunned, and I don't get stunned very often on this, but I'm honestly stunned. I'm going to go try it. I'm going to pay the $8 a month or whatever it is. Totally worth it. Wow. Anyway, we can close on that, Jaden, because this was a fantastic episode, nicely done. And guys, in recognition of that, let me close this out. In recognition, don't you feel like that deserves a rating and review? Don't you feel like, if there's a slight echo or something like that, that doesn't deserve a bad review? Friends, this is the gift you are going to give to me and Jaden on our 100th download. And in return, we are going to keep on doing this podcast for you. Listen, honest to God, though, we're so grateful for you guys for listening. We love the comments. It's super fun for us to do. Thank you for even considering leaving a rating and review. Thank you for listening to AI Applied Podcast. And we hope that you have a fantastic.
And for anyone that stuck through Connor's entire outro there, which was fantastic, I actually have an Easter egg for you. One last song. This one is called The Ballad of Connor Grennan. So enjoy this.
O'Connor Grandin, a true visionary, leading us on a path of generative AI. Stir students, faculty, and administration, learning the ways of this cutting-edge supply. With each algorithm.
All right. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Send me a DM on LinkedIn. I'll send you the full Connor Grennan ballad. It's amazing. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. See you later.